Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, most merciful. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Teaching English on Dروس Weekend 3. In this class, we are going to achieve the following objectives. First, after this class, students will be able to read and point to the right pictures and words. Also, the students will be able to say the sounds for A as in apple, A as in cape, and I as in pin, I as in pine by themselves. And at the end of the class, we're going to learn also how to write two letters, I and J, how to write them correctly on lines and how to form these letters. We are at the first unit, which is Unit 1, and the title of Unit 1 is Feelings. And before we start our class, let's make a quick revision on the previous lesson. You remember in the previous lesson, we studied how to ask what's the matter. Okay, this question is heard frequently when somebody has a problem. There is somebody else who can ask what is the matter. Okay, let's take some example here. When you look at somebody having in this picture, for example, what do you think he's feeling? When you ask him or you ask her, what's the matter? He can say, I am cold. This indicates that this person is cold. So, what's the matter with you? He says or she says, I am cold. The second picture here, you can tell what's the matter with this girl. What does she feel? She feels hungry. So what can she say about herself? She can say, I am hungry. I'm hungry. The other one here, you can tell about this lady. How does she feel? She feels scared. So what can she say about herself? She can say, I am scared. She's afraid of something. Something scares her. And here you can tell from this picture. How does this girl feel? She feels hot. So she says, I am hot. And also here, this lady is sleepy. So she can tell about herself. If you ask her, what's the matter? She can tell you, I am sleepy. So she feels sleepy and she wants to sleep. And also in the previous lesson, we studied and we had how to act out these feelings. If you have, for example, if you are hungry, if you are thirsty, if you are hot, cold, sleepy, or scared, how can you act this verb? How can you pretend or how can you mime these verbs? Okay, now here you can tell if somebody acts like this, what can you tell? You can tell that he is hungry. Also, if somebody acts like this, what can you tell? You can say he is thirsty. But when he talks about himself or about herself, he can say or she can say, I am thirsty. This one, she can tell about herself also, I am hot. And here also she can tell, I am sleepy. Here also, I am cold. And here, I am scared. In the previous lesson as well, we learned how to spell hungry, hot, cold, and sleepy. These are very important to know how to spell them. Okay, and we had this exercise on page 68 from the workbook, and these words are scrambled. You need to unscramble them to put them in the right order so they make a good word or a right word. Like here, we have cold. How do you spell cold? Cold can be spelled C-O-L-D. You can write it like this. And here you can guess what this word is. When somebody wants to eat, we can say he is or she is hungry. How do you spell hungry? It spells like this, H-U-N-G-R-Y. Okay, what about the third one here? What can you tell? How does the person feel? Or what's the matter with this person? You can say he is sleepy or she is sleepy. How do you spell sleepy? It spells like this, S-L-E, another E, we can say here, double E, P, and Y. So this is how we can spell sleepy. And here also the last one, you can tell what's the matter with this person. you can say he's feeling hot, or he is hot. How do you spell hot? You can spell it H-O-T. Also, in the previous lesson, we've ended the class with how to write G and how to write H. Let's try it again, so to remind you how to write them. Okay, so G should be done like this. This is how you write G. Okay, you have to be careful how to start and how to finish, and also the place of the G. Here we write another G. We write G also for the third time, and here we write G also. If you are interested to learn how to make it in cursive, it is very easy. You just put your hand on the letter itself and you don't remove it. This is how you write G. Okay, you write G like this. Okay, and also you learned in the previous lesson how to write H. H should be written in these two places here, and you start from the top going to the bottom and you go back to form the letter H. Okay, this is how we write H. And also if you want to learn how to write in cursive, you do like this. See, if you learn how to start and how to finish, the cursive will be very easy to practice and to do, and it will make your handwriting more beautiful. Okay, this is how we write G and H. Okay, now let's go to the book, page 10 in your student's book, and here we'll study phonics. In exercise number 1, there is a question here says, listen, point, and say. Before we listen, let's read what is written here. A says A. Sometimes you pronounce it as A sound, and sometimes you pronounce it as A. Okay, so here as in apple, you say apple. Here in apron, you say A, apron. In the cap here, you say also cap and tap. But what if there is an E at the end? The sound will be different. So here you say cape and you say tape. Okay, let's listen to one of your colleagues reading these sentences or these words.
Exercise 1. Listen, point, and say. A says A, apple. And A says A, apron. A, cap. A, tap. A-E says cape. A-E says tape.
Okay, so you notice here we pronounce the word cap as cap. Okay, but when there is an E at the end, the sound will be different. Okay, so here we say cap, here we say tap, but if there is an E at the end, as you can see here, we say cape. So the sound is different. A is different now. Also the same here, since there is an E at the end, we say tape. So this is the difference. Okay. Now let's move to the next exercise, which is exercise number 2. In here, you need to listen, and number 1, you make number 1 in one of these squares for the A sound, and you write number 2 for the one which is A, pronounced as A. As we said, when there is an E at the end, we pronounce the A, which is before the last, as A sound. Okay. Now let's have these pictures and tell what these pictures are. You can tell from the first one here, it is a cap, okay, or a hat. And the other one here, you can tell it is what? It is a cat. And the next one here, it is an apple, a cake, a vase, and a face. So let's read and listen to your colleague reading some of the sentences, some of the words, and you need to decide. If the sound is A sound, you write number 1. If it is A sound, you write number 2. Okay, let's listen.
Exercise 2. Listen, and number 1 for A, and number 2 for AE. Then say. Are you ready? Apple, apple, face, face. Cat, cat. Cake, cake. Vase, vase. Hat, hat.
Okay, now we move to the next question or next exercise. It is exercise number 3. Listen, say, and match. Here we have some pictures and some words. We need to match them to connect each word with the picture. I say I in ink as in ink, and I say I as an iron. And here we are going to join these words. We have ink, iron, pin, Tim, pine, and time. Okay, let's listen and try to match the words with their pictures. Okay.
Exercise 3. Listen, say, and match. I says I, ink. And I says I, iron. Ink, iron. Pen, Tim. Pine, time.
Okay, so here you have the pen. This is the picture of pen, and you have the picture of ink, and the picture of iron, time, and Tim. Okay. In exercise number 4, listen, say, and match. You had this short conversation here. I says what? Okay, and I pine. Let's listen to this audio.
Exercise 4. Listen, say, and match. I says I, pine. A says a, apron.
Okay, so you notice sometimes we pronounce I as a I, but sometimes we don't pronounce it as I. We pronounce it shorter than that. Okay, and did we achieve the goals? So you decide about yourself. Can you listen and point to the right pictures and words as we did before? If you know how to match these words, to match the words with their pictures, that means you have achieved the goal. But if not, you need to go back to the video or to your book and read again. Okay. Also, can you say, read, and write the sounds for A as in apple, as in cape, pin, pine by yourself? This is also these 2 questions are for you if you learn how to do this or not. Okay, there is a piece of advice. You can find it on page 11. It is a very important one. It is one of the sayings of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. He said, a kind word is a form of charity. What does this mean? A kind word is a form of charity. That means if you speak well to others, if you are kind to others, that means you will be rewarded from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is a kind of charity. That is what Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, said. You can translate it into Arabic. What can you say? You can try that. Okay. Now we move to the workbook. We have 2 pages in the workbook, page 69 and page 70. You can also scan the QRs here. It will lead you also to some materials like audio and some pictures from the book. In this section of the book, which is the workbook, the goals are you need to listen and point to the right picture and words, and also you need to be sure that you have listened to CD2 recording number 8. You have to do that because it will help you improve your speaking. If you listen well, you will speak well. If you read well, you will write well. This is a very important rule in learning English. Okay, so page 69, you have exercise number 1, listen, point, and say. Okay, let's listen to the audio now, and it will help us answer this exercise.
Exercise 1. Listen, point, and say. Apple, cap, tap, hat, cat, apron, cape, tape, cake, vase, face, ink.
Okay, so it is very clear now. You can listen again to this audio and you can match the word with its picture. Okay, also we continue on the same thing. This is the pen, this is the Tim, this is the iron, and this is the pine, and this is time. Okay, now there is another exercise, which is exercise number 2. In this exercise, you need to write the missing letters and read them. So here we have a word which is in 3 letters. There is one missing letter. What is it? In the middle here, we can say it is what? It is A. So you can say cape. The other one here also is A. So you can say a cat. And you know what a cat is. And here also we are missing two letters. What are these 2 letters? You can think of them. The first one is A and the second one is P. So you say apron, apron. And here also you can guess what are the 2 missing letters in the first and at the end. What are they? The first one is A and the last one is E. So what is the word? You can read it. It is apple. Okay, so here the second one here, the other one here is missing 2 letters. The first one is A. You can read it like this. If it is C-A-P, you can read it short A as cap. But if there is an E at the end, the pronunciation is different. You can say cape. Here you say cap. But if there is an E at the end, you say cape. And also the same we do with this one. We say cake. You know what the cake is? So cake, C-A-K-E. And notice here how we pronounced the letter A. Also here, you can say pin. Be careful here. If it is I, you say pin. But if it is E, the meaning is different. It is not pin, it is pen. Pen. Okay? And here also the second, the other word is missing for 1 letter, which is A. We can say apron also. And here we have tap. You see here, tap. We pronounce it as a sound. But if there is an E at the end, we say tape. Okay? And here also we do the same, vase. Because there is an E at the end, we say vase. And here, if there is no E at the end, we say pin. But what happens if there is an E at the end? It is not pronounced as pin. We have to pronounce it as pine. So here there is an E, so we say pine. Also we do the same here. This can be pronounced as tap. But if there is an E, we don't say tap, we say tape. Tape. Okay, here also the same. We can say face. There is an E at the end, so it makes the A as a long sound. Here we say also Tim. And here we say hat. But if there is an E at the end, we don't say hat. What do we say? Yes, correct. We say hate. But here the word is hat. And here we say ink. Here we say also time. Why do we say time? There is an E at the end. This rule will help you a lot to pronounce words correctly, and it will help you also to spell words correctly. Okay? And now we check our goals, if achieved or not. I can say, read and write the sounds of A as in apple, A as in cape, I as in pen, I as in pine. See the difference? And by myself. Did you listen to audio number 9 or recording number 9 in CD2? If you did that, so that is great. Now listen, number the picture and say, write the missing letters. Also, this is another exercise which is on page number 7. We need to answer it. You will have these words, as you can see here. Apple, apron, cat, cap, cape, tape, cake, face, vase, iron, pine, and time. Let's do this exercise all together now after listening. Okay?
Exercise 1. Listen, number the pictures, and say. Then write the missing letter. 1. Apple. 2. Apron. 3. Cat. 4. Cap. 5. Tap. 6. Cape. 7. Tape. 8. Cake. 9. Face. 10. Face. 11. Iron. 12. Pine. 13. Time.
Okay, so there is also some part of this question is missing. You need to spell these words correctly. We will not answer it for you. You do it yourself after looking at the previous pages, which is page 69. It will help you find how to spell apple, how to spell, for example, tape, how to spell cat, and this is very easy, I think, for you. And now we move to the last part of our class today, that is from page 46, where you can write a new two letters, which are I and J. How to write them and where is the best place to write this letter. This is what we are going to practice now. Okay, I should be written in this way, very easy, in the middle space, as you can see here. This is how to write I. Okay, and here you can write I as well. Okay, you can write it like this. Here we can write I if you want to write it as in cursive, as you said. Also J, where to write J? J is different. Here I is written in the middle, but J should be written in the middle, going down to the last line. So here we can write J in this way. Here we write J. Okay, here we write J. Okay, we do the same also. Okay, here we write J. Okay, and now we move to the next slide so that we can write the two words ink and jet. Okay, how to write ink? It's very easy. Let's do it all together now. Ink, as we said, you write I, N, and the K should be written in this way. Notice how to write K. Okay, another way also to write K, N, K. Okay, don't write it like this because this way is considered as a capital letter. But if you want to write small, you have to write it in this way. Okay, so if you want to write ink, I, N, K, ink. How to write jet? You can do the same also. You write J, E, and T. Okay, let's write it for another time also. J is written here, E is written here, and T here also. Okay, this is how we can write jet in cursive. It is very easy if you know how to write, to start from the right way and to end from the right way also. Okay, and by this we come to the end of our class. Thank you for watching and see you inshallah in our next episode. Goodbye.